Hello, my Africa. Hello, brothers and sisters. Can you keep me anonymous and my name hidden and my location? Because I do not want people to realize who I am. And the confession goes like this. I am now regretting of what I did. I thought that I was going to live a happy life. Now I'm so depressed. The things that I did, even till today, I'm still not happy of the choices that I made. Poverty can make you do things that later on the day you will regret. I am from a very poor family, and all my life has been miserable because of this poverty. And now I want to go back to my poverty because it is not worth it of having these useless resources whilst I know that my blood relatives have to die each and every after 2 years. And by the end of the day, I know that I'm next. My blood has to be submitted to the cult. I used to be mesmerized by seeing rich people going with their expensive cars. And now I understand what they're going through. But not all rich people did the same thing that I did. Before I had all of this wealth that I have, I used to love joining groups of these Illuminati groups, and I would join other groups in Telegrams, and I would take numbers of groups in WhatsApp. And one day, while I was on that group in WhatsApp, I saw a certain Ghanaian number, and I inboxed that Ghanaian number. And that day, luckily, he replied to me. As we were talking, I told him that I wanted quick money, and he responded me by telling me to buy 4 candles, which was 2 yellow candles and 2 red candles. After purchasing those candles, I have to look for 12 eggs, and I should look for a room that is empty so that I can do the incantations there. And after finding a room, I should look for a bag that I should always carry on my backside, because that bag has to have 1 egg that I have to always put it inside of it. And the other things I cannot mention them here because they are quite disgusting. And after, as I did what he asked for, and he told me to send him $300. And at that time, I did not have that amount of money. And I asked that man, why does he want that amount of money? Because I do not have it. Why can't we do the ritual so that money can appear and I'll give him what I've seen? Or in other words, the results first. Because that's what I wanted, because I didn't have any amount of money. And he responded to me by saying that that money, it's a sacrifice. There's nothing that comes for free. In order for my star to be open or for more blessings to be open, I should send the money. Then the magic will happen. After that man told me those words, I sat down and I thought about it, because I thought that he's a scammer. After a while, I made up my mind, and I just told myself, I'll see what will happen. Let me just give it a try. Even though I lost my money, at least I tried my best. So I went out to my friends, I borrowed some money, and some of my family members. I went out there and I borrowed some money so that I can deposit that money to that Ghanaian Sangoma. After finishing finding that money, I did as he asked. I deposited that amount of money in his account. After depositing that amount of money, he responded by a text by saying thank you to me. After a thank you, he told me the rules and directions of what I have to do inside of that room that I'll be using as a shrine. And his last words were, I should always carry an egg inside of my bag. Just 1 egg. For 4 months. After 4 months, I'll see the results. Now, as he was telling me that I'll see results after 4 months, I asked them, why didn't he say it before I sent him money? Because I wanted instant money. And he responded to me by saying that, do not worry. You'll see what you want. And you will live to regret it. Those were his last words. And that time he blocked me. After blocking me, I had a little bit of faith because I wanted money. So I had to just do what he told me to do. On the 4th month, as I was doing what he told me to do, I saw no results. And imagine at that time, I borrowed a lot of money on my friends and family, promising them that I'll return it back at a higher interest. And my friends and family started fighting against me because I had took money from them and I couldn't return it back. And the month was about to elapse. It was the 26th, and it was a Saturday, 2007. I'll never forget that day. As I was lying down inside of that one-bedroomed house that I made a shrine out of, and my bag was at the corner of that one-bedroomed house, that bag that had one egg inside of it. I heard sounds coming out of that bag. It was like a cat was inside of it, scratching sounds inside of that bag. And at that time, it was exactly 8 o'clock in the night. So I started becoming scared. I thought that maybe something entered inside of that bag, or a snake or something else that I did not have any idea of. As I approached that bag, it became silent. And I just told myself that I'm a man, I have to just man up. Even though I had stress, I have to just man up. Whatever that I'll find inside, I have to just man up and see. As soon as I unzipped the bag, money fell out of that bag of mine. And as soon as that money fell out of that bag of mine, I jumped back. Because I was asking myself a lot of questions that, what is happening? And I started having courage of fully opening the bag and see what was inside. And as soon as I unzipped my bag, I saw a bunch of full of money, piles of money inside of that bag. And some were even falling out of the sides. That's how much money it was inside of that bag. And as I was still mesmerized of seeing that bunch of money, I started counting the money, because you know how a poor man is. When he sees money, he doesn't even feel tired. That day I had so much energy, even that hunger that I had, it had disappeared in a second. As soon as I finished counting that money was 300,000. And at that time, everything started making sense. Because what I'd realized it is that the more the money that I had sent to that Ghanaian man, it is the more the amount of money that I would have received. For an example, if I could have sent maybe 700 USD, I could have received 700,000 in cash. And that time, after counting the money, I did not sleep at all, because I was staring at that money for the whole night, thinking that it would disappear. And some I was even putting it under my underpants, and some putting it on my hands, holding them on my hands, so that maybe when it disappear, I'll disappear with the money. That's how greedy and happy I was, so that you can understand. And not knowing that that is blood money. Then later on, people started seeing my life changing in a blink of an eye. And the smart thing that I did was to move out of the village that I was living in, because I didn't want to look suspicious. And as soon as I moved to a city where no one will suspect even a single thing. So I had rented out an apartment that was so expensive, because I wanted to see if this money really works. After that, I went out to purchase a second-hand car. I just saw a car, then I talked to the owner of the car, then I purchased that second-hand car. It was a Mercedes-Benz C200 compressor. And how I purchased it, it was that I was wearing expensive clothes. Because you know how people are. The more expensive you look, it is the more easy things will be in your life. And at that night, after purchasing that car, I did not sleep at all. I went out looking for women, and you know how women are. They love where there's money. I have dated your slay queens, all the beautiful women that you can imagine. I have done it. But the oath was, I cannot have the child. And what you should know is that about this money, it will appear exactly after 4 months, especially when the 4th month is about to elapse. Especially on a Saturday night at 8 p.m. in the night. That money will appear inside of my bag. And the other thing that you should know it is that every after 2 years, my relatives have to die. And after one of my relatives dies, one egg on those 12 eggs that I bought will disappear. And it will be a sign that it is my time elapsing. And I'm sure that when those eggs, all of them, they disappear, I will also die by the end of the day. That is what is stressing me now. So I do not encourage anyone to try out these money making rituals, because they are not worth it. I'm telling you, they are not worth it. I'm not happy at all. And this amount of money, I shouldn't help out people. I should just spend it carelessly and on women and buying useless expensive clothes. Because now this year, I know one egg is going to disappear and I'll be left with the last egg, which I know will disappear on 2027. And that will be the end of my life. I'm always sitting down sometimes on my living room alone. I could just switch off all of the lights and sit down on my living room, regretting and thinking of what I had done. All I want from your viewers is for them to pray for me so that my soul can go to heaven. Even though I know I've done such horrible deeds, but please, I want them to pray for me because this life that I'm living is not worth it. May God have mercy upon my soul. And that's the end of the confession. Thank you for listening. Take care and God bless.